what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So I got my first official update on the AMT 1921 Dodge Charger RT, and it's basically ready for primer at this point. So I want to show you guys where I'm at on it, and so I got it mocked up, and I got it mocked up with the wheels that I'm gonna go with. My last video I kind of explained what things you might want to replace on this kit, and the big change is probably the wheels, which I'm sure most people will, and I've seen on social media a lot of people are changing the wheels because everybody knows the wheels are a little strange on this kit, but I'm not gonna lie, they do look pretty good. I believe the kit ones I think these are 19-inch from the kit, and that's on the the standard basic trim on a Dodge Charger. And I wanted 20-inch wheel because most higher end Dodge Chargers have 20-inch wheels and nicer looking as well. So these are the ones that I'm gonna go with. These look beautiful, and they're 3D printed, the wheel and the tire package. So wicked cool. I love these wheels. I always like these wheels on the Dodge vehicles for some reason. And they look amazing, and they fit the fender wells very nicely, and they look really good. So obviously they're separate from the tire, so I can paint them and paint the tire black, and I'll show you the black. I collided with Splash Paints. Well, Splash Paints kind of collided with me with this build, so he sent me a few colors, but along that he did send me some rubber black. So this is mainly for if you do resin tires, because Splash Paints, he knows everybody, or a lot of people are using aftermarket wheels and with resin tires, so he has made a rubber black mix. So wicked cool. So I'm kind of excited to try this and see how it turns out. So I can't wait to try this from Splash Paints. So he sent that over because he knows I do a lot of resin tires and wheels and stuff on my builds, so he went ahead and sent that color for me. And then what I mean by collided, he kind of wanted me to do this Dodge Charger in one of his colors, so he has sent me 4 different colors, my bad, and he wanted my Instagram followers to basically vote, and I said, okay. So I'll show you the colors that he has sent me. So I'll just go quickly, but that's one of them. Here's another one. So very cool. So I did a vote or a poll on my Instagram story. If you follow my Instagram, you probably know. And I basically let my followers vote. So out of these 3 or 4 colors, which color won? It was very close. I mean, I think it was like 1 or 2 votes off from each other. It was these 2. This one got the least votes. This one only got I think 4 votes, and my poll got over 90 votes. This one came 3rd. These 2 were really battling it out, but the one that took it was the Hail Raisin. This one was literally I think 2 or 3 points or votes away from winning, and the poll stays up, or the story poll, whatever, stays up for 24 hours. And I looked at it before it ended, and this one literally just took the crown. So Splash Paints, he wasn't really surprised because he said this is actually a hot seller for the Dodge Charger. So it's like a really beautiful purple, like a really dark purple. It's like a raisin. I guess it's supposed to look like a raisin. Raisins are like black, some light, and they're purple. And I guess Dodge had to make a cool name for it, so they just put hail in front of it. So Hail Raisin. So how Dodge is, they're trying to be mean. But then here is the body. They get bumpers, side skirt on, and spoiler. These bumpers, the front bumper literally just clicks into place. You don't have to glue it if you don't want to, but I glued it just for the strength. Side skirt, again, just clicks right into place. You don't have to glue it if you don't want to, but I glued it. Back bumper probably needs a little work. Well, for mine did. My sides were kind of flared out. I guess got a little warped. So just hold it in place till the glue dried, and then the bumper fits right in perfectly. And then the spoiler. Actually, there is a few locking pins in there for the spoiler, because of course the spoiler does have a couple nips on them, and you drill holes. I totally forgot to do that because you have to do that before you put the bumper on, so because they're behind the bumper. But I just cut the nips off and I just welded it with the Tamiya welding cement, and it's gonna go nowhere anyway. So not too big a deal with that. But I might do that in carbon. I'm not sure, or body color. I'm not sure what way I'm gonna do this because Dodge does offer a carbon fiber package with the Dodge Charger. It's not like a fully extent carbon. Like the spoiler is carbon. I think the rear diffuser is probably carbon, and I think that's it for the exterior. And I think the dashboard has some carbon, and that's pretty much about it. I mean, Dodge, these are simple sedans. They're not fully decked out. They're far from being luxury, but I think a carbon edition, it only adds a few parts carbon, not much. Like how Ford has a carbon edition for their Mustang, Ford goes all out with the carbon edition. The spoiler, the wheels, even the front splitter, the rear diffuser, even basically the whole dashboard is all carbon. I mean, Ford definitely takes the carbon edition really up there at next level. Dodge is just like, here you go. Here's a few carbon parts, and here you go, have fun. So I'm not sure which I'm going to take it, but there's the body. The only thing I had to do is I had to fill in kind of weird spot to put the sprues, because AMT did put the sprues really at the edge of the bumper. And be very careful because I cut them and apparently I took the part of the bumper off, so I had to fill that in. So be very careful cutting those trees off with the front bumper at least, because they're very close to the edge and you can easily just nick the part like I did there. So not too big deal, just put it in, and partially my fault, but just be very careful by cutting those off. But other than that, that's pretty much about how I was going. I mean, I got the engine together. She has a Hemi, and it's a beautiful Hemi engine. This is basically all aluminum. I mean, the instructions even says this is all aluminum, and this is silver. There's no difference. Just paint it on aluminum. I looked up pictures. It's all aluminum. Even the intake's aluminum, and this top part right here is black, so I can detail paint that. Not too big a deal, but the rest is aluminum. So I glued it on, just less parts to paint. Transmission's aluminum. I believe the oil pan, I think I got looked that up. I'm not sure if it's aluminum or black, but it's it's a basic Hemi engine. It's not a Hellcat engine, because most Hellcat engines are, most, I'm not gonna say all, but I think most of them are orange. But this one is, it's RT, so it's not as high dense as an RT, or SRT, my bad, which is a Hellcat, and those are more horsepower and more of a condensed engine. So, and of course, it does come with an engine cover, and with this engine cover, you're hardly gonna see the engine. I mean, that's pretty much all you're gonna see from the top. Even the valve covers are covered most of the way. The valve covers are black, so I'll paint them black, and here they are. So, basic. I'm probably not gonna wire it. I mean, there's no exposed distributor wires on these modern engines. I think they're built inside the engine, if I'm correct. But we got pictures, and I don't see any exposed distributor wires. So I'm probably not gonna do any wiring on this, or very little wiring on this engine. And plus, you're not going to see it anyway, because it's under the engine cover. But other than that, got the interior. Looks amazing. Got the two seats. I do have the backs on, and I use sprue glue to cover the seams, because there's a little bit of seam on there. So I got the top one sprue glued right now, because I forgot to do that part. So I'm letting that dry still, and then we'll sand that down. Dashboard. So the part that is the carbon edition, really only thing that's carbon is in here, and I think it goes around over here carbon. So I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna do carbon edition, or I might just do it number one. And be careful. And also, there's a mold line right here, and I know a lot of people are missing this. I see I'm on a couple of group pages on Facebook, and I noticed why people building this kit and they are missing the mold line. There's a good mold line right here. So just look very careful. It is there, so very easy to sand out. Just use a 600 grit sandpaper and it's gone. So, but other than that, the kit's wonderful. It's looking amazing. And I am going to mention this. AMT, there might be a police car version in a late future. Why do I say that? Well, if you look on the Chrome tree here, you might be wondering, okay, well, look at these. So, if you look at the instructions, these are not mentioned in the instructions at all. So you're probably wondering, well, okay, why are they in there? Well, I believe these are hubcaps. And, you don't use hubcaps on, these wheels. So the only reason that I think they're bringing out a police car edition is because they have these hubcaps in there. And police cars, that's all they want on their cars, is hubcaps. So this kind of makes me believe they're going to be bringing out a police car or a patrol version of this kit, which is pretty cool. I've been wanting to do a modern Dodge Charger police car, so if AMT can do that, that's gonna be pretty cool. So I believe that's probably why the nicks back here for the spoiler is not drilled out, because I'm gonna say all police cars don't come with the spoiler. So I believe that's why you do have to drill out the spoiler mount, because most Citizen Dodge Chargers, they do come with a spoiler. No matter what trim you get, they do come with a spoiler. So this kind of makes me believe there might be a police car edition coming out with this car. So if there is, I'm pretty stoked about that. There's not really much they had to change. I mean, the body, they basically just reused the body. Maybe change out some parts on the interior. Obviously, they're going to be changing out, if they do this, probably change out the center console for the police version. And they are going to probably have to change out the steering column, because instead of the shifter on the center console, they do have a hand or shifter on the steering column, what police cars use. So they're going to have to change that. Then a few little things, maybe a dashboard, because I know, I'm not going to say all, I'm going to say some patrol units, well, especially New York. I know New York does this. Dodge has actually done a built-in, computer system into the dashboard, which is actually pretty cool. So it's kind of like a sideways Tesla, like it looks like a big, tablet inside the dashboard, where the screen is. It goes down here, so it kind of has like a tablet inside the dashboard. But they don't have to change this. They don't want to. They can just add a laptop and add a laptop mount. That's all they can do with that. Another thing they might have to change is obviously going to be the hood, because Dodge police cars, they don't use RT, they just use a basic hood, or they usually use a basic trim, I should say. So there's no bulge in the hood, so like a normal hood. And they might do an all-wheel drive chassis with an engine, so they might obviously do like a transfer case and a front axle, because Dodge or police cars, I'm going to say most of state trooper police cars are all-wheel drive for the Dodge Charger, and you can't get an all-wheel drive Dodge Charger as a normal Dodge Charger for you buy at the dealership. They don't sell those. Those are only specific for patrol units. So I think that would be pretty cool if they do a patrol police car with this car, because if they do, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, there's definitely gonna be some aftermarket decals for it, for basically the state that you're in. You can basically build your state police car. So, and there's a few eBay sellers out there that do sell decals for police cars, and I found one with a New York patrol unit. So there is one coming. There's definitely gonna be a build on that. But other than that, guys, that's it for this video. That's it for me, and we're gonna get this thing in primer and some paint here very shortly. Do a little more, sanding on it. Parts are all set, then we should be all set. But until my next video, guys, I'll catch you guys next time. Take it easy.